T. Allen Haynes here. Thank you for responding to my email. I've got some exciting things to share with you real quick, and I know you're busy, but I would normally shoot a video about this, but I wanted to get it out to you and tell you what Amy discovered and what I told her to do, but I'll share that with you in a minute. And I want to tell you a quick story. Those of you that probably don't know me, but I'm also a director in the Public Speakers Association, and I run the Greater Houston chapter and the Clear Lake chapter. But what I've found is people that want to speak, they don't have the platform built. And what I mean by the platform is when somebody asks you to speak, or you're looking to speak somewhere, wherever it is that you want to speak. It could be a keynote, or it could be a tactical training, or a facilitating workshop. You don't have the credentials, or you don't seem to be the expert that you say you are. And this has been a challenge for speakers to get to the next level. And let me tell you a story about myself is when I got started, and what motivated me was when I was in corporate America, I hired a speaker and I spent $5,000 for them to speak. And when they showed up, they were terrible. And I was so embarrassed. It was for ExxonMobil. And they were supposed to come in and do some training and presentation, and it just didn't go well. So I made a decision at that point that I could do it better. So I sought after the best to get the training. And this was back in 2005, 2006. I sought out the best people to train in the speaking world. And so I made progress. And I started to get speaking gigs locally, or I started volunteering to speak locally, and started getting some exposure, and I was speaking for no fee, but I was making money because I had a product and I had a service to offer. Those, you probably don't know me, that I run the Authority Syndicate, and I help people with their media and publications and speaking. So I started on a circuit, and I accomplished this through being a director in the Public Speakers Association. And that developed a speaking circuit for me. But what I'm here to tell you is not about that. I'm here to tell you that when you are out there speaking and you want to get to the next level, there's a couple things that you need to have. And one of them, of course, is a book. You need to have a book, not only to share, your solution to the problem in the marketplace. And this doesn't have to be a big book. It can be a simple book. It could be an interview. It could be you presenting from another event. Okay. So number one is you have to have a book. Number two is you have to have some third-party credibility. And what do I mean by that? Third-party credibility is other people talking about you. And this is where authors, speakers, coaches, entrepreneurs fall, is they're always out there talking about themselves and nobody else is talking about them. So third-party recognition in the form of articles, in the form of PR, in the form of spotlight, photo spotlight opportunities about what you're doing and what you're accomplishing, where you're speaking, okay? And so you need PR, and then number three, you need celebrity association, also helps. So how do you get celebrity association? You can attend events, other events, and meet and greet. Of course, photographs with celebrities, you handing your book to a celebrity or having them autograph each other's books. I did that with Darren Hardy of the Success magazine. I published a book, Bold, Unleash Your Hero Within, And I went to a Darren Hardy event specifically to exchange books with him. He wrote the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, got a photo op with him exchanging books, and his response was, nobody's ever given me a book. And he's always the one giving out books. So perfect opportunity for a celebrity association. And the fourth thing you need to do is be speaking on large, high-profile stages. Now, what qualifies as a high-profile stage? A high-profile stage is a stage at a prominent location. Those of you that might not know me, I had the opportunity to speak at Harvard in December of last year. And this is what I told Amy in the email was, you need to pay to play. You need to pay to take the elevator up to a high level and participate in an event. And usually you can only participate in these events if you get invited. And you have to be in the circles, and you have to be, doing something that, as an educator and an advocate, that you're providing to your marketplace as a true solution so that you can get invited to these high profile stages. And that's what I want to talk to you about now. But before I do that, I want to tell you a quick story about having these high profile stages under your belt. Last year, I was in a mastermind event here in Houston, and I kept getting a phone call from an attorney's office, and I couldn't understand who was calling me from an attorney's office. I didn't know if somebody was trying to sue me or whatever the deal was, but they were burning my phone up constantly. It was like 15 straight calls. So I called back the number, and it was an attorney's office, but they were saying, well, Mr. Haynes, we don't have anybody here that's trying to get a hold of you. So I say, okay, maybe they'll call back. So they did call back, and it was an attorney. And it happened to be an attorney here in Houston who runs a networking event that he's been running for 24, 25 years. And he wanted me to speak at his networking event. And the first thing out of his mouth was, he says, your name was given to me by somebody that saw you speak in the local market, and I Googled your name. I Googled T. Allen Haynes, and he says, I have never seen somebody so accomplished in my life. And he says, you've got to speak at my event. Well, his event had been around 24 years, and people that had spoken there were all kinds of celebrities and dignitaries, and one that stuck out was Joe Vitale. Dr. Joe Vitale from the movie The Secret spoke there 25 years ago when he was starting out as a speaker and an author. And then after he scheduled me to speak there, the next day or the next week, John Dimitri was scheduled to speak, and he was the other star of The Secret. So I was sandwiched between two interesting, prominent authors and speakers at this event, and I wouldn't have gotten that offer unless I was positioned properly from a search, okay? And this is what I teach entrepreneurs all the time, and speakers and coaches, is when I search for your name, what am I going to find? Am I going to find that you are the expert that you say you are? Are you speaking on stages that are prominent and are, have distinguished platforms? So this is what I have for you, and I appreciate you responding to the email. And this is what I told Amy. I said, Amy, you're doing everything right, but you're missing one opportunity to speak on a high-profile stage. So that's what I have for you today. Now, I'm not taking anybody, and it's not for anybody, okay? It's by application alone to apply, and there's a fee. There's going to be a fee to participate, and we're only taking 10. I'm only looking for 10 speakers and authors, okay? There's a book package, there's media around it, there's video, there's photographs, there's celebrities involved, there's astronauts, and I'm taking it by application alone. Now, why am I doing this? Because I've been where you're at. I've been there before, And you always wait to be invited to speak on somebody's stage, and this is your opportunity because I've got 9 awesome signature speakers that are supporting me on this. This is all from relationships that I've built over the years. And it's going to be, I guarantee it's going to be transformational for you, not only as a speaker, but as an author and as a participant. So I encourage you to apply. Click on the link below and apply, fill out the form, and we'll start the conversation. And we'll have a conversation to see if it's a good fit. And if it's a good fit, we'll take the next step and get you on the big stage. Now, this big stage is at NASA, Houston, Texas. And you're going to have an opportunity to get inducted into the International Best-Selling Author Academy. And the only way you can do that is to speak at NASA and to get that privilege. So I encourage you to apply. I'm looking for 10 speakers to augment the 10 signature speakers that are attending now. We have celebrities involved. We also have an astronaut involved. It's a 2-day event. And I look forward to your application. It doesn't guarantee after you apply that you will be picked, but you will get a call back and we'll start the conversation to see if it's a good fit. Okay, so I look forward to helping you build your platform, your speaker platform. So when you do have these big stages under your belt, you get asked to speak and you get asked to participate in other events. And one last story is I teach a program called Beyond the Book. And I also teach getting paid speaking without a fee. And as a speaker and having these large stages under your belt, and you get to command a higher price. You get to command a higher price for your services. And I've spoken at in front of 18 people in a restaurant, and we closed $10,000 in business just because I had a product, I had an offer, and it was in front of my target audience. So again, I encourage you to apply, and I look forward to seeing your application and starting the conversation and to see you on the big stages of the world. I appreciate you, and click the link below to start your application. Have a great day.